Hi, this is Belly Dance with Talia. And I've had a lot of people ask me about how to get started with belly dance and where exactly you start doing the movements. So the first thing you have to think about when you start to dance is not only warming up the body, but how to stand. And this is very important. It's throughout the whole entire dance, no matter what you're doing pretty much. And what it is that you keep your feet hip width apart, right? So it's not very far. You're not going out farther than your hips, just right underneath. You want to keep your weight nice and centered in between your toes and your heels. And then you're going to bend the knees. So your knees are soft. If you look at the side of me, your knees are soft. Not going past my toes, so I'm not way down here, but just a little bit of soft. And the other thing you do is almost like you zip up your pants and you just hold it there. So it's the pelvis is tilting. So you feel the lower back, the tailbone pulls down towards the floor down behind you, and the pelvis comes up, right? So this is the hardest thing to remember right here, is keeping the pelvis straight. The other thing you're going to do is lift the rib cage up, right? So you don't want to dance down here. This won't be very pretty. So you want to lift the rib cage up so you have lots of room in the abdominals. And then when you lift the rib cage, don't lift your shoulders. A lot of people tend to do this then, but you want to keep those relaxed, especially like when you're starting to do arm work. People tend to tense up and they lift their shoulders. So that's really important that you want to try to keep that down away from your ears. So if you think of keeping your feet parallel, bend the knees, tuck the hips, lift the chest, and then you're there. So I always suggest, if with your arms, usually at first you just hold onto your hips because you're trying to move other things around, and this usually helps hold you down. And then, or you can have your arms out here into a low V. The thing you do not want is birds. Okay, so this is a bird. You don't want any pterodactyl such arms. Okay, so keep the arms out. So if the water was flowing down your arms, it would just flow right off your fingertips. Okay, if you do this, it's going to pool up. If you do this, it's going to pool up. So just think of that downward flow. So it's either here or here. And you just kind of like stand there for a moment, and then think about it. Bend, tuck, lift, and you're there. And this is pretty much how you dance when you dance. I mean, you pretty much just get used to this stance, and anything you do, you're here. Of course, like when you're moving, like it'll kind of go in and out of it. Like if you lift, you know, your chest, then obviously you're going a little bit farther than that extension. Anything you do in the hips, you're going to be moving your knees back and forth. So, but they're always bent. You never ever lock your knees in this dance. So all of this is going to give you your hip movement. You don't want to try to really lift your feet up to make your hips move. That wouldn't make any sense. So really your feet are connected to the floor, and you just kind of sink it down, tuck it, lift. And again, it's either here or here. So with that, I wish you happy practicing. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at Talia, Talia, me, dance @yahoo.com. Don't forget to like and to leave a comment.